Hello! Welcome back everyone to Jinx Around Studios. I know I've been gone for at least 2 months. And, December and January. But I am back with another video. But this time, switching things up for the new year. Because I really want to talk about the newer collection of Thomas and Friends stuff. But also the fact of how much it changed over, the years and stuff like that. I don't have any of the other ones like that, just the ones I liked. Those are the ones I have. So, without further ado, let's get into this review slash, is it better or is it worse? Type video. Alright, let's get started with, of course, the one I have over on this side, which is a custom painted James. The face was not me, I did not do that. That was because this was my brother's train, and he gave it to me, and I asked if I could have permission to paint it and stuff, and he's like, I gave it to you, you could do whatever you want with it. I said, okay. So, this is my younger brother's one. This is basically a original decal of, James, but seeming that that's just one of those. I don't have any of the other ones, so I'm just going to put that one over to the side. Let's talk about the Ertl James right here. So this is how he looked. Back in the old, back in let's see, what does it say? Let's see. See, it's been played with a lot where the writing has faded away as well. 1983, somewhere along the lines like that. Anyway, this is the Ertl James compared next to the actual Mattel James now, which is crazy. This was because of the 80th anniversary, but my goodness, look at this. Look at all the detail and stuff on it. It is actually, bit bigger than the other one, but I got this one at a yard sale. This one I actually picked up at a Walmart. It's like $12, $13, $15, I think. No, 10. Sorry, that was my bad. Which is, I really like that price range. $10 for, a pretty good, decent looking train. It's pretty good. So, yeah. Next to, face to face with what it is. It's alright. Alright, moving on. We have the Take and Play, or Take Along, Thomas from, what was it, 2002? Oh yeah, this one was 2002. Fun fact, I was actually born in that year, so this train is the same age as me. Hello, Thomas. Hello, Jinxatron. And here is the 80th anniversary Thomas the Tank Engine from the Railway series book. I guess I can do a special thing. Hold on, let me unbox this right now. Alrighty, as I was saying, let's focus on Thomas. So I'm going to unbox him right here and right now. And I know I said this in the short, so let's do it. I can find another one, hopefully. If not, I'll have to order another one. So this is going to be, a collector's item, and it's been in the package for 2 months now. That's how long I've been collecting things and just leaving them in my room just to, do videos for this year. Here is Thomas, the Push Along Metal Series Thomas. It says Thomas on the thing right here. It was 2025 limited edition. Well, it's an LLC, so it's, But no, this is actually called Thomas Limited, so I don't know. Maybe that means it's something else. Here's Thomas. Side by side. Okay. Well, let's do, this side and side and like that. I kind of prefer this one over this one. This is one I grew up on. This is actually a pretty good Thomas. I mean, when you look at them, you can, like, yeah, totally. It's just like... So yeah, this one's pretty good. If I had an Ortle I would compare it to, I would. And luckily, I do have this duck. Which... So, Duck, Thomas. Okay. So, Ortles were a bit strange in their size stuff, so... Here's James. With Duck next to James, Duck looks a lot bigger, a lot, you know, he has a lot over James now. So they actually, so Duck is pretty good for what it is. I do have Ben over there. He's pretty, you know, well done. I will get to Ben when we get to the saddle tank. So, yeah. Alright, let's move these two Ortles aside. Let's size compare them between, you know, James and Thomas. That's pretty accurate, I do believe. I have to say that... Is that accurate enough? No, James was bigger, but he's like... This one's a bit bigger than the actual, like, train was for, you know, like the show and stuff. So, you know, size comparison-wise, could have done, you know, shrink James down just a teeny bit, but I don't care. He looks great next to Thomas, like, really well. We'll move these two aside, and let's talk about Edward. So if you didn't see the unboxing video, I did compare them once before, but if you haven't, this will be new to you. Edward and Edward. This was the take and play Edward from, you know, back all the way in 2000, in the 2000s and stuff, before it became with those like chunky magnets on them. Anyway, so here is Edward, and here's the newer Edward. I have to say I prefer this one due to the fact that, you know, it gets the wheel arrangements right and stuff. But if you wanted one to actually be side-by-side comparison with the newer one, as long as you, like, make it look like, you know, you can't see the wheel, it's fine. It works. For what it is, it actually works. This Edward is probably, like, the best, like, almost both worlds, except they, like, cheaped out on doing the wheelbase. They did that, too, with a lot of other ones, but, again, I don't know if James is supposed to be, you know, bigger than that, but he actually looks nice side-by-side against him. So I guess it's okay, if you like that. I mean, I do. So yeah. Alright. It's on the video where I would like to say, hey, thank you for all my viewers out there that are actually watching this. Subscribe to me, and everything and anything else. Y'all make this happen and stuff like this. Except I'm not getting paid for doing YouTube. Not just yet, but it is... You know, I'm doing good with everything else. So, let's talk about these 3 engines, which are all Thomas. So, 3 different eras, because I don't have the, like, the other ones, but 3 different eras of Thomas. We have the Tonka Thomas, which, you know, was called Play Rail at the time. This is the original, like, not like the original Thomas, but like, you know, the one that we had growing up in the 2000s, is it? Let me see it. Give me the light. Let's see. Yeah, 2002. This engine's the same age as me. Again, both my Thomases are the same age as me. That's amazing. Yeah, so this was the one from 2000. Pretty good. If you didn't watch the playset video, I have that in there. This is the one from the newer ones. Let me see. No, this also uses the same mold and same bases as the 2002 one. So, they both have similar stuff, except, you know, this is the Play Rail one. Same thing, but, you know, different, I guess, because this is modern and newer. But you wouldn't be able to tell by just looking at them both side by side. I mean, okay, well, I guess you can, but actually, one's bigger than the other one. Slightly, like this much. And it has to, like, take a genius, because one's lifted up more, the other one's, like, lower down to the ground. That's crazy. And here is actually probably my favorite Thomas to come from 2025 of last year. We have the 80th anniversary Thomas with the gray wheel, you know, for the traction, for the gray tracks. It's actually kind of cool. There's no batteries in it. However, this train, this Thomas, looks pretty decent. I mean, look at that. Look at that. He is awesome. He's probably the best engine I've bought last year that I actually still enjoy looking at today. So yes, if you haven't noticed, he's been on display. In fact, he's been on display a lot more than any of the other ones, except for Edward. Not Edward, and James has been MIA underneath the bed. So, if I had to choose a winner out of these three, well, which ones would you pick? Pick 1, 2, or 3? I mean, I'll pick 3. Yeah, 3 looks pretty good. Also, we can't just talk about this Thomas without talking about the Troublesome trucks. Apparently, they decided we're going to get new Troublesome trucks. But, you know, look at the side-by-side comparison. I even asked one of my friends if this is actually supposed to be how it's supposed to be, like, with actual real trains. And he's like, yeah, it's fine. It's like, you know, half the size of the engine, which is like, seriously, that's how it's supposed to be, though? Because I thought that these were supposed to be a lot bigger than, you know, just this. Because, I mean, if you look at this Thomas, they said they're... Oh, okay. Well, I guess... Okay, never mind. I have no more complaints. It's all good. So he was right. Which, he will be watching this, because I know he does, because he is my, manager. Curse you, Eric. Why you had to be right, man? Alright. Alright, let's put these 3 trains over here on display. Let's get these Percys in here now. So here I have the 2000 era of, you know, like, the take and play trains. This one I had for a while. You could actually tell that, too. Because of the sun bleached face. Again, this one was made in 1991. Wait, what? 1991? That's not right. Oh no, I misread it. This one's also made in 2002. Another engine that's the same age as me. Holy cow. Almost all my collections have engines that are the same age as me. Sweet. So yeah, this is Percy. Compared to this one, yeah, no. Here is the newer Percy to celebrate the 80th. And holy cow. Does he look pretty good? I'll give him that. He looks really good. Actually, he's very well detailed. Did you not see how shiny the chrome is? They just painted things yellow. They didn't care. They just painted things yellow. Alright, here's Ben. This is the Ertl bin. So here are the 2 saddle tanks next to each other. Which actually, I didn't have to give it to them. They don't need a remake bin. They can just do this. Because that's pretty much accurate, actually. Like, yeah. No. That's cool. Let's get Ben out and let's get the actual Thomas to compare it to. Let's get the other Thomas to compare to the other one to. So, actually, let's get James in there too. You know, I don't have a James for that. This is a long video, so I hope you are sticking around or falling asleep to it, because, you know, as long as I get... So look at this. Look at that. They all are, like, almost This is mind-boggling to me. The fact that... Okay, is the paint falling off of their buffers? Because I just opened up that Thomas. The paint should not be falling off of the buffers. Alright. But look, that is really good detailing. That... I'm shocked at how well this looks. And besides, that is actual gold... No, that is plastic. That's painted like gold on James. Bravo, guys. Mattel, keep doing what you're doing. This is great. These are really good. I like them. We'll put Thomas back. James, you can go back to, you know, the Ertl James, even though we've already established that, you know. Alright, Percy. And Percy, you're going to go over there. Thomas, you're going to go back behind the other Thomases. Because we have these two left to talk about. Here is the, you know, the Player Percy. You know, I did an unboxing video of that. I can link that in the info cards. So, yeah. Let's see what year he was made in. This was the model from 1994. This was the model from 1994, and they still are using their old model. Hey, Player, tell me. You need to do something like this. Because those are good. Except, with now since I'm looking at it, this one's gold. And this one is just painted yellow. I literally just got them giving y'all praise for doing that on the smaller train. But you couldn't do it on the bigger one? Do you not understand how weird that looks? Anyway, let's get Thomas and Percy and do a side-by-side type thing. Okay. Player, I love y'all guys, but I have to give it on you. I have to give it to y'all for like accuracy and stuff. However, I think you have a new competitor against these. Just look at that. Just look. They are almost, you know, actually the same size, which, you know, hello. But Percy is a little bit chunky, but you can't really, like, do anything about that. I guess if you really want, like, a more accurate one, for size, you go with Pyrail. But you're gonna miss out on, like, a lot of detail on a engine that you can get for like $15 almost. No, 15, because you know, this Percy and this Thomas look incredible compared to these two, which they don't really look, you know, they just look like, you know, the youth. This is the youth. This is the youth one. This is the adult versions. That's how you can look at it. This is the teens or the kid versions. That's the adult. I mean, Mattel, you stepped up from this to this, which is really, really neat. So, alrighty. I am shocked. I'm baffled. I need to get some energy out. So I'm going to have to go and do this really fast. I have been Jinxtron Studios. This has been a comparison / review video of all the newer stuff versus the older stuff. Also, if you like Thomas, if you like anything else, subscribe to Jinxtron Studios. I have other videos other than just Thomas videos on my channel. I have Transformers. I have Star Wars stuff. I have arcane Jinx related things. I know it makes, no sense. I was just getting done talking about trains, but yeah, Arcane and stuff too. I also have some other videos coming up soon. So this has been Jinxtron Studios saying goodbye, everyone. I'll see everyone in the next one, whenever that will be next week. It will be next week. Alright, and peace. I usually post videos on Wednesdays, so, So anyway, peace. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.